You know when you do a bomb ass video and then you go back and you edit it and stuff like that and you look at it and you replay it and then your mouth ain't going with the audio ain't going with your mouth, so you gotta redo it. Yo, feel like it. I already told y'all. First of all, how y'all doing? I told y'all I did put it out there saying that I was not gonna do a video this week, but I just said fuck it since I'm up. I had to go to work today, and I know people been asking me what I felt about the Bruce Jenner thing. So yeah, child, I'm drinking Alka-Seltzer through a damn straw. It be like that sometimes. I don't know what it is. I just been feeling out of it for the past few days, but you know, I was able to get a little bit of rest yesterday and the day before. Friday was my day off, and I slept down there the whole day, so that was probably what I think. I was just tired. I don't know, but it is what it is. I just want to make mention at the very beginning of this because it seems like for the past 3 weeks, including this week, that every time I get on here, it's been a new case of police brutality or a black man or whoever dying in the hands of the police. You know, first it was the Walter Scott, then last week it was Eric Harris, and now this week it's Freddie Gray out there in Baltimore, who was stopped by the cops. I think he was tackled or whatever the fuck, all over a pocket knife. Like, damn, bitch, was he holding it, charging you or whatever? I don't know. I don't know all the stuff that happened. I just know in the process of them cops getting him and doing what they did to him, it was six of them, all involved. This man was down on the ground. They picked him up. He was not moving. He was in pain, though, and you can hear him saying he's in pain. And you see the video of them just throwing him up in the police paddy wagon or whatever. And, you know, the commissioner was like, yes, he was not put in. He was not buckled in correctly. He was not buckled in at all. And they probably did rough rides, which basically just going around and making, fucking up the ride or whatever. Making them go this way, that way in the backseat, just being assholes or whatever. So, come to find out, he had a fucking spinal injury. I think his spinal cord was just gone, crushed and all that. So he's in pain, and you have him not strapped in like he's supposed to be, and then he's just going each and every way, and he can't. He's telling you he's in pain. Then he gets in the hospital. He damn near flatlines, damn near died then, and then gets into a coma and still dies. And then there's 6 cops. And only 5 of y'all voluntarily, I'm sorry for the glare, y'all. 5 of y'all only voluntarily come up and say something to come for questioning and shit. It's just so, it's irritating. Now it's going to probably be another Ferguson-like thing going on in Baltimore because the mayor, she's trying to, calm the people down and they out there about to protest or whatever. And, with this situation that's popping up, and once again, I'm trying not to put this glare on y'all so much. You got people that was supposed to, I was looking at Twitter and some people made a good point. We had the girl, I think her name was Rakia Boyd. Forgive me if I'm saying her wrong name or if I totally said her wrong name. Out here in Chicago, I think. And the cop that killed her unjustly, an innocent woman, I guess, black woman, he just got off. No charges. Nothing. I just said, what? And they was going to have a protest for her in her honor, but only like 50 people showed up. And it was like, so there's a clear difference of, importance, I guess, to people when it comes to African American females and African American men, in the sense that all these African American men, they go out, they get fucked up by the cops, they die, excuse my language and the way that I'm putting it. We go out and protest, and hundreds of people come out, thousands of people. It protests for days and days and days and days on end. People getting, just up in arms over it. But then when we hear this story about an African American woman and we want to organize a protest, only 50 people come out. That's very sad. That's very sad. Because they get fucked up by cops too. They get their lives taken by cops too. And it's something to think about. And I'm just over the fact that I had to talk about this at the beginning of this video. But I'm going to move on. The Bruce Jenner interview, I'm not going to say much because there's really not much to say in a sense of, let me tell you something. I heard about him. I was just like everybody else who heard the speculations and the rumors and stuff. And at the time, I believed that they were just rumors. So that's why I never really spoke on it and been like, yeah, he gonna do it. And all this, because, that's affecting somebody's life. And that's not a subject that you debate about. You give your opinion about when you don't know if it's facts. And then it just irked me because you got the media, talk show hosts, other celebrities making jokes, and the paparazzi, they making jokes about it. And there is nothing funny about that. Even, it just irks me because even people in the some people in the LGBT community was just making jokes about it. Oh, why he wait this late and all this stuff. It's never too late to be who you truly are. Okay? It's never too late. If that's what he wanted to do, he was comfortable enough to do, that's what it is. And when I first heard that there might be an interview coming out with him, I was like, did Kris Jenner have something to do with it? Then, they put out there that Bruce was like, Kris ain't got shit to do with this. He do got a reality show coming out that ain't got shit to do with Kris. And I said, thank you, Lord. And, when they did the actual interview, that was one of the questions that Diane Sawyer asked. Is this for, the Kardashian shit? And he said, hell no. And I was like, thank you for clearing that shit up. Because we all was wondering, because we know how they spin shit to make some ratings, okay? It's probably one of the highest rated interviews in a minute, okay? And Diane Sawyer, for y'all that don't remember Diane Sawyer is the one who did the Whitney Houston Crack is Whack. I'm too blessed to Oh my God, that shit was so fucking epic. That was one of the best. I remember it so fucking clear to this damn day. When they aired the Michael Jackson 30 years solo, whatever, concert, and then Whitney came out at the beginning, and me and my mom, my sister was like, what the fuck? This bounce and shit. And everybody was just talking about that, okay? Mind you what the fucked up part about the Michael Jackson thing, right after the concert, the next day on the 11th, because I think the concert was either on the 8th and the 9th, the 10th, or the 9th and the 10th. And right after, September 11th happened. Okay? And people was talking about that. And they was talking about how skinny Whitney looked. And then Whitney got up there and did that interview with Diane Sawyer. We was just sitting right there in the living room. Because at that time, we had a TV in our room. Well, we all sat in the living room and we was just sitting there watching that shit. And when she said, show me them receipts, she said, I'm too rich to do fucking crack. If I done crack, show me those receipts. I don't do crack, because crack is whack. Bitch, I died. Me and my mom and my sister, it was just hilarious. It was the best though, And so that was one of her most memorable interviews for me. Then you do this, and I think this is one of her better ones also, because I say, she gonna win an award for something, for doing this or whatever. It's anything. Because Diane Sawyer, she came in there with an open mind. She was not judging. She asked the right questions, and she made sure to ask questions and to word things in a way as to not offend anyone in the LGBT community nor the transgender community. And I appreciate the fact that, ABC put in facts in there, trying to clear some things up about the gender. Gender is who you, want to be or who you are, male or female. And then about the sexuality or whatever, that's who you go to bed with, the sexual desire, who you go to bed with, and all that stuff. It's two different things. And, they had doctors up there. They had a doctor up there who dealt with children who felt like they've been in the wrong body since birth or whatever. And how the doctor was like one of the youngest people that she's encountered who said that they felt like they was born in the wrong was an 18-month-old who said, I a boy. She was a girl. And I was like, ooh, okay. And then you had another doctor that was like, you still get some parents that come in and think just because, their kids is playing or doing certain things, they could be a tomboy and they could grow out of it, and it doesn't mean that they're actually going to be transgendered or, feeling this way forever. It's just that because that's what kids do. Kids do this stuff, but when they don't grow out of it, that's when you be really concerned like that. I was like, good points, good points. Then when they brought up that Bible verse, I said, Lord, they talk about the Old Testament. Now, when I was in school, we had to read the New Testament, okay? So I was like, let me go back and read my Bible. I bet you all of them holy rollers that was watching this, which, if you against, stuff like this and why you was sitting there watching it, but if you was probably watching just to be watching, to be like, they was probably like, yup, see, that's what the Bible said. You're not supposed to. That's abomination. Girl, get out of here. I know what the Bible says, but come on now. You have to evolve what you're thinking. Okay, that was for back then. And, shit just... People got to be who they want to be. Okay? I'm just saying. And I appreciate, like I said, the actual interview in the way that it was conducted with tact, with respect, and with class and everything. Bruce Jenner, I knew that shit was gonna be good because at first I was on the fence like 2-hour interview just to say that he's transitioning to a woman. We already know this. Well, for you to confirm it, and they confirmed it right off at the back, the very beginning. Okay, when he opened up that door and he had his hair in his ponytail, and he was like, "Girl, it's gonna be an emotional day." I said, "Bruce, stop crying. Don't cry. I'm not ready for this. Okay, stop it. You ain't finna get me this early. What the fuck you think you're doing?" And then all that changed when he sat down on that chair, on that couch, and he pulled that ponytail hold out, and he was like, I said, Bruce just transformed right in front of us to a bad bitch. He's ready. Okay? This motherfucker is ready. He done did his research. He is knowledgeable on what's going on with him, what's going on with the community. He got major props from a lot of us when he mentioned the plight of African American trans women, okay, and the dangers they go through, being killed. And they were showing videos of them getting beat up and stuff like that. Oh my God, I was like, Bruce, you was researching, you knew, you are ready, okay? He is ready. The way he was sitting on that chair, on that when he was talking to his sister, and when he was just by himself on that couch. And he just kept on playing with his hair. And I was like, look at Bruce. Bruce, whoever did his makeup good. And Bruce was sitting there plumped, okay? He had his lips pouting like. And the lip gloss, I said, Bruce is ready. He is ready. This is a man who knows exactly what he wants. And he is ready to go in full force with this transition into the woman that he feels that he has always been. And, you still have people that saying that they're confused about what's going on and all that stuff and what it is about transgendered or whatever. Oh, so he want to be a woman or whatever. No, it's not that they want to be a woman. It's just that they feel like they were born in the wrong body. They were born in the wrong body. And, people say, oh, so you gay or this or that. Just because a person feel like they born in the wrong body don't mean that they're gay, But I'm gonna be honest. Oh, excuse me. Besides, 2 things shocked me or kind of confused me throughout this whole interview. Only 2 things. One, when Bruce said that he's about to be a transgendered woman, and he's a Republican. Okay. You can keep that. Okay. You can keep that all the way over there. And then, when he said that he's never had any sexual desire, he's not gay, he's never had any sexual desires or any desires to, be with a man or anything of that matter. So he's still attracted to women. So I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, and if I sound ignorant, anybody in the transgender community, if you're, can put your thoughts on in the comments and, educate us, because I know I'm probably going to sound a little bit ignorant on some of this stuff because, it is what it is. So if he transitions to become a full-blown woman, and I'm not even trying to be funny, and he still have sexual desires and want to be with women, so does that make him a lesbian now that he didn't fully transition into the woman that he felt all his life that he was supposed to be? Answer that question for me. So is that a yes? Because that's how I was thinking. But he gave his history, like he was like, baby, I've been feeling this since I was a kid. And around 8 or 9 years old, that's when he probably put on his first dress or whatever. And then, I guess when he was, preparing for the Olympics or whatever, he told his sister. And he been married 3 times, had 2 kids from each marriages, and he told each of his wives, I don't know if it was before they got married or during the marriage, probably before, he told them that, he has this feeling, and some of them, a couple of them thought that it was just a feeling that it'd go away or whatever, and they still stuck by his side. That says a lot about both of them, okay? I don't know how I feel, like, I don't know, because it's just like, when he said, I guess, he put it out there, like, women, they probably stay because, some women, they feel like, well, I can fix you, and that's probably what they thought, and the reason why they broke up wasn't even for the fact that he was feeling like he was a woman all his life or whatever. That wasn't even a reason, and I have to respect the women that he was with who knew this secret of his all these years and never said anything, never put it out to the press. Once they broke up and got divorced and all that stuff, didn't trash him and put his business out there because they could have. They could have did all that. And that goes to show he has to be a good man, okay? And it just pissed me off. When I be hearing these stories, I'm hearing this story about him. It pissed me off when I looked at the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and how Chris and them used to treat him like he was just one of the kids or some shit. Like she used to down talk him. And I'm just like, that is your husband. Show that man some respect. And he just was over it. I just knew when they was finna break up because it gave him to a point that he just really didn't give a fuck about her no more. And at one point in the when they was talking about Chris, he was like, I loved her. Past tense. And I said, oops. It is what it is. But the fact that they are supportive of him, and at one point, they said Kris Jenner didn't have no comment, and then Perez tried to call her out, and then she clapped back talking about some bitch, you need to shut the fuck up, and I'm sitting here right here with him watching the show. And then, when she put that out there, of course, ABC, Diane Sawyer, and all them, they said, bitch, we sent multiple times shit to your office and to your people, and we never got a comment back, so no comment. I was like, oh, okay, clear that shit up. But, hey, it is what it is. Bruce was basically saying how he was, at one point, doing one of his marriages, because he, in the 80s, was taking hormones for like 5 years. I said, I didn't know that. But that's when the plastic surgery started. To alter his face, feminize his face a little bit. At one point, I think he said he was a 36B, and he was doing some stuff, and the wife didn't know or realize. Or, girl, I said, so he had to stop for a minute, and he went back to his normal life. Well, his perceived normal life, or what society saw him as. And could you imagine the pressure and the stress and all that pain that he probably was going through trying to keep this all together, because you've known for so long that this is who you don't want to be, and you're struggling with who you really are on the inside and trying to keep that subdued because you're living in a time where homosexuality is not really that much acceptable. And then you go from one end of the spectrum way to the fucking other end, talking about you really feel like a woman, like you was born in the wrong body. You want to transition, I should say. And it's just like, you got to keep all that stuff in, and then you don't really know what's going on with you, especially when you were a kid, because like you said, he was not born in the time of the internet and stuff like that, so you don't have all this resource and information available to you. You don't know exactly what's going on with yourself, so you just keep it in, and that pain and all that stuff. And plus, the judgment from society. It pissed me off so bad when he was talking about how they leaked the fact that he was going to the doctor to get his Adam's apple shaved down, and he come out and all these cameras was out there. And I'm just like, it just... And I think more so it's because of the fact that he's associated with the Kardashian and this media circus that they bring. So therefore they attack and, they say the dumb things that they say. Especially like the talk show host and, the media and the paparazzi, just making jokes of this. Being transgender, going through this, or someone coming out saying that they're gay, being transgendered or transsexual or whatever you want to call yourself, that is not a laughing matter. And then you got people within the own community that just wasn't here for him because I guess I don't know. It just irked me when I heard that. I was just like, wait a minute. And it's true. We can be just as judgmental as straight folks are to us gay folks. We're just as judgmental to each other within our own community. Same thing with the transgender. What I've seen, because I did see some shit like that some transgender people was not here for them. And I was just like, that's so ass backward. You are getting judged from the outside world by all these people that don't understand what's going on. And then you're going to judge people within your own community that's going through the same plight as you. Just because they're in the media spotlight or whatever. Do you really think he asked for that? To be going... If he could, I'm pretty sure he would choose to be going through this by himself, out of the eye of the camera. But because of the life that in the hand that he's been dealt, he can't. Okay, and I don't know. I just not here for. Was never here for anybody making light of the situation and making jokes, and then people want to say, even people within the LGBT community was like, why he take so long and why he doing this now? He's 60-something years old. What's the point? Like he said, he don't want to die knowing that he didn't try to be who he truly is, his true self. Like, it's never a time limit on being what you want to be. And if you feel that's your true self, you be your fucking true self when you're ready to. Okay? And this is his time. How dare you say, oh, you too old? Let that man, he's comfortable with it now. He's come to terms with it now. So who the fuck are you to judge and tell him when he should and shouldn't have done something? Okay? Ain't nobody telling you when you should and shouldn't do something. Alright? That's the same thing when people come out. Oh, why it take you so long to come out? Because they were not comfortable with it yet. It's a fucking process. Okay? And it's nothing to be rushed. You don't understand, and it just irks me when people be like, it's a fucking choice. No, it is not. It is fucking not. Okay? And I can't say that enough. Because the fact of the matter is, you look at the lives of the LGBT community, gay, lesbian, transgendered. Okay? We're going through a lot. Bisexual. There's a lot of discrimination that still goes on in 2015. We already saw, like when Bruce mentioned the black trans women getting beat up, getting killed and all that stuff. And they showed clips, he got some props for that. And they showed the clips of the women getting beat up in the streets and no one really doing nothing about it. They voice go unheard. That's the life that they live. That getting attacked, being discriminated against, being disowned by your own family, don't have nowhere to go because no one wants you because you're different. No one wants to open up their mind to something different. Okay? So why would we want to choose a lifestyle like that or choose to be that if we know that all of that is going to be something that's going to happen at one time or another, may happen to us? Why would we do that? Why would we choose that? When if we can flip it on and flip it off, why wouldn't we just say, nah, fuck that, I'm going to be straight for the rest of my life? Do you get to choose to be straight? Or was you born straight? That's the question, okay? You got to open up your mind to stuff, and you just got to understand that everybody's not going to think the way that you think. And even if you don't think that what he's doing is right, that God made no mistake and, he's just confused or whatever. How can you feel like you a woman in this body and this and that? Or how can you feel like you're a man and you're a woman really? No. people will really feel that way. And I've seen it, okay? But if you don't, everybody's not going to agree with it. But there's a difference between not agreeing, but being respectful with your not agreeing with it. Okay, you can respectfully disagree and be like, I don't get what you're doing. That's nothing that I'm into. But, I respect your opinion. I respect your decision. But it's just not something I'm into. Or I just really don't understand it. And, I feel like God made us the way that we're supposed to be made. And, but it is what it is. You go ahead and do you. And, what you do don't affect me. Why must it be so much hate and negativity and judgment and jokes and disgusting shit and discrimination just because a person wants to be themselves? Am I fucking you? No. Are you watching what goes down in these people's bedroom? No. Does what going down in these people's bedroom and their home and stuff like that affect you? No, it don't. So why do you... It just irks me. It irks me. And it... Fuck all that. Bruce, you do you. I support you. It was a great interview. And that just comes on to the subject. I was looking at the Prancing elites. Now, I was one of those people that was like, girl, this is a little bit too much for me. Like, I'm into the gay shit because that's my community. But I support, I support everything gay, okay? But I was just like, y'all doing a little much. And then I said, fuck it. I'm going ahead and give this shit a chance. I ain't gonna judge them because then that's not right. I'm gonna go ahead and give that one episode a chance. Came on Wednesday night on Oxygen at 9 o'clock. Bitch, when I tell you, I love the show. I love the show because even though it's showing their personality and how they are a little bit flamboyant, but there's different levels to it, to each person. Okay, and it showed right off the bat because they are this male J-setting team and dance team, and they're gay. Okay, and if you go to Black Pride or whatever, they always be out, bitch. They be doing it. They be doing it. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them, but they're down in Alabama, and at the very fucking beginning when they was trying to introduce who they were as a team. And, talking about the city and where they're from and how this man was up there like, no, I don't agree with that. No man should be up in women's clothing. Why? Because it makes me uncomfortable. And I'm sitting here like, so why does a man being in a dress or wearing some women's clothing or makeup make you uncomfortable? Why? Is there something that you need to tell us? Did something happen to you? Like, I'm confused as to why would that make you uncomfortable. Okay? And then, at one point they was up in the store and this guy comes in and it's like he must have saw them and he just walked right back out. He didn't even come all the way in. He turned right back around and walked out and he was shaking his head. And I just said, the pure fucking ignorance. They trying to get in the parades and stuff and they didn't give them a permit because some scandal happened where they was in the Christmas parade and they was just doing their regular stuff. It wasn't offensive, and I guess because of the clothes that they had on, if it was all women's team, it wouldn't have made no difference. But because it's gay males, it's not family oriented. It's you're going against the family and all this stuff, and this is for family shit and da 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 da. So they got basically blackballed. Okay, and then they couldn't get no permit to go to the parade. They said, "Fuck this shit." All right, we're gonna do this, our dance and our performance along the parade. Okay, regardless of how many stares of negativity that we get. And I mean, they was staring, they was shaking their head, they was like, boo, go home and all that shit, you're a disgrace and all this. And I was just like, what? They ain't doing nothing but trying to dance in they fucking leotards. What the fuck? I don't see nothing wrong with that shit. Like, what? Do you go to the opera? Do you do that when they the guys come out and their thing, ballet? So you're judgmental like that too? And that don't mean that they're gay. Like, it was the ignorance. And what warmed my heart was at the end was when that lady came over with her daughter and they were both crying because they was like, they shouldn't have did that to you. Y'all hold y'all head up high. And now I was was like, that was the one part of the whole episode. But the shit that's going to be happening on the season, I was like, I see this show is going to be good and it's going to piss me off at the same damn time. Because when they went to that college and they was up there finna dance and then them people started walking out, I said, look at all them down low motherfuckers walking out that room. That's why they walking out. Can't tell me no different. But anyway, it's a good show. Y'all should get into it. It's only 30 minutes long, 20 minutes minus the commercials if you want to put it that way. But yeah, Bruce Jenner, I support. Be who the fuck y'all want to be, okay? Don't give a fuck what society say or you think you gotta conform to this, conform to that. No, you can be who you want to be. As long as it's not harming no kids and fucking with no animals, girl, okay. Do what you do. Because then I'm going to look at you strange like, the fuck out of here. And then I'm going to really be judging you on that part. Get the whole fuck, bitch, okay. But moving on. Speaking of, look, Kylie Jenner, Blac Tyga, I'm over the whole situation. Blac Chyna, I understand you're pissed off. Here's Blac Chyna's thing. She was with Tyga. They had a baby. Probably thought they was going to be together forever. She was friends with Kylie, Kim Kardashian, all them people, And next thing you know, Kylie is with Tyga, okay? And she's sporting stuff around that I guess he gave her, posting pics or whatever. Now Blac Chyna want to post pics of the lips thing, trying to throw a little shade. Then she want to post text messages, supposedly recent, that Tyga sent, talking about he want to make it right and still fuck with her or whatever, be in a relationship. It's all tiring. It's all tiring. It's all boring to me, actually. Like, I just don't care. And I'm going to be no shade to Blac Chyna, but I didn't really know who the fuck you was until I found out that you was associated with Kim Kardashian. Okay, no shade, and I still really wasn't interested, and I'm not interested now. But here's the thing. People was like, oh, she being petty, she a grown-ass woman, you don't come at no people like that, be an adult and all that stuff. Let me tell you this. When Kylie took it upon herself to say, yeah, I fuck with you, Tyga, and I ain't even talking about sex, but I'll be with you, because that motherfucker was with him probably when she was like 16 years old. She was still a child then, okay? You want to play grown-up by being in a grown-up, quote-unquote, relationship with a grown man, then you get the responsibilities and the actions and the consequences that come along with it. So if that's her throwing shade at you, bitch, it's equal playing field right about now. And Blac Chyna, you petty as fuck. You keep on talking about something. 4 months, I seen that shit that was going through on my timeline. 4 months. Bitch, what you gonna do? You gonna whoop her ass in 4 months? You ain't gonna do shit. 4 months my ass. But cause I guess her birthday in August and then she'll be finally legal. But I get it. I get why Blac Chyna is mad. I understand that. And it do make her look petty, but I understand it and I'm here for it a little bit. But also I'm like, Blac Chyna, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. While you over there getting upset and you leaking stuff and all this stuff, what is it benefiting you? Okay? What is it benefiting you? Because Kylie is sitting there blasting Lady Saul song, talking about herself. I got your man and you can't do nothing about it, okay? I got your man and you can't do nothing about. Let me tell you something. What the fuck is Lady Saul? Alright? That was my shit. That shit came out when I was in high school. Bitch, I know I'm an old bitch. But anyway, girl, just let it go. Let it go, because at the end of the day, you still don't have Tyga, okay? And you got a child to think about. And let that girl, the consequences fall where they may with that girl. Because I don't see them being together anytime long. And, you shouldn't even want to go back to somebody who will play you like that. Okay? It is what it is. And you're making yourself look stupid too. Okay? While he just sitting back and he enjoying this shit. I got 2 bitches fighting over me. Because a bitch like me, I got that mentality. As I've been told, I have the mentality of a guy. On certain points. And let 2 bitches, which 2 motherfuckers, multiple women, shit happen. It's an ego boost. It's an ego boost. And I'm just sit back and be like, that's how Tyga sit back like, okay, and these bitches fighting over me, bruh. And then let me tell y'all something. You guys need to stop putting out there, oh, because I be seeing this. So who was Blac Chyna to Kylie? Kylie got like, she worth some millions of dollars, and Blac Chyna worth 500,000. Okay, bitch, what the fuck does their net worth have to do with this? They both doing shitty shit that does not validate fucking fucked up behavior, who a person is, the lack of morals and all that stuff. When y'all throw out there that they got this much money and all that stuff. Money ain't shit. Okay? I ain't got that much money, and I'm better than half these motherfuckers that be up here talking, y'all be talking shit about, or be up in the news with all this fucking scandal. Okay? And y'all be throwing out these people's net worth and all this stuff, and both of their asses got more money than yo. So what the fuck? I hate when y'all put that in there like that's a fucking valid argument. It is not. It proves absolutely nothing. Okay? Technically, they both still got money. They both can still eat. Can you pay your bills on time and eat while you throwing out what their net worth is? Okay. You know, until then, shut the fuck up, because that don't mean nothing. That really don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Chyna, baby, move on. Get you a new man. Okay? Collect your child support. Put that nigga on child support. Collect them checks. And move the fuck on. Kylie, I truly don't care. Okay? You do what you gotta do. You been doing what you gotta do. It is what it is. And this lip challenge, y'all dumb as fuck. Y'all are dumb as fuck. You see my lips? I wish I would get a shot glass or something smaller and put my lips in there and suck the air out for 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And I wish I would pull these bitches out. Do you know how big these holes will be? They big enough, okay? These are probably like my best assets. Besides my eyebrows, okay? I pride myself on my lips and my eyebrows, alright? You know, motherfuckers love these lips, alright? They love these lips. These are the most suckable lips ever, okay? Let me just tell you that. Alright? The big, juicy, they're just the right fucking size, alright? Alright? They can do wonders, okay? They can do fucking wonders. And the thing of it is, why would I destroy some shit like that? Why would I destroy my precious jewels? And I say that because I've seen some African American people, or people with already a good sizable lip, doing this shit, and then you're putting off looking like fucking apes, looking like a caricature of what they already described black people back in the day as ape mouths and shit like that. You look just like that. You look dumb, okay? And then you cutting yourselves, and yeah, people got to get stitches, the lips busting, because, bitch, let me tell you something. It's just like a fucking, you getting bruises, all right? It's the suction. You know when you get kisses and you get hickeys and shit, technically hickeys ain't good because you giving yourself blood bruises and shit, but y'all want to be fast ass. Ask Rocks. Listen, when I seen Rock's top of the Blac video, the new one, and she was talking about this, and she was talking about them lips, and how all she did was fucking kiss, and you was fast in the ass. You was hot in the ass, Rocks. You were, okay? I was sitting here like, Rocks? Okay, girl. But, tell it all on yourself. But, yeah, why would you do that? You know, that blood rushing up, and the pressure, and all that stuff, and then the glass breaking on your lip. Girl, you deserve everything that comes to you. What the fuck I look like doing some shit like that? My lips big enough, and then I go to work with my lips looking all the way out to here like fucking Sherman on the clumps when his lip came out like, girl, who the fuck does that? Y'all stupid, okay? For some retweets, some vines, and some likes, and it ain't that serious, and it ain't worth it, and you still not internet famous. You're dumb. You're dumb. Alright, that's what we're gonna remember you for being dumb. Speaking of which, my motherfucking bottom lip feel chapped a little bit. Shit. I wish I would destroy it. Girl. No. Let me tell y'all this. Beyonce and Jay-Z, Tidal, y'all on some bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's rumors going around saying that it's I don't know if it's official. When they say it, or when the shit surprisingly drops, that's when it's going to be fucking official. That they coming out with a joint album. Because that rumor been going around forever. And then they saying that if they do come out with the album, it's going to come out exclusively on Tidal. Let me tell you this. Bitch, I'm still not buying Tidal. I'm still not subscribing to it. And I'm still not getting it. And it's not because, you know, I feel the same way that everybody else feel about, oh, you making the rich people rich and all that. No, bullshit. Fuck all that. I don't have Pandora. I don't have Spotify. I don't have none of these streaming music things because that's not what I do, all right? And that'd be a waste of money. Bitch, what? Hell no, y'all ain't finna get $25.99 out of me or $12.99 out of me. No, you're not. Not a month. Okay, and I don't even use the shit. Oh, because you got exclusive stuff. Bitch, I will find it on YouTube because you know somebody gonna rip it and put it on YouTube and I will catch it before they take it down. Okay? Now, if y'all want to bring out an album and put it on Tidal, that's cute. I will wait until it get on iTunes. Or I'll save my free trial until then. And then as soon as I get the album, I'm deleting that free trial. There you go. Okay? It ain't that serious. It ain't. I spend too much money on you niggas. And what the fuck am I getting back? Tell me, bitch. Tell me. Okay? I'm just saying. I still love you. You know, in Tina and that wedding, that was awesome. You know, we thought Solange's wedding was good. They kept the white thing going, and you know, it was just really nice. I like the pictures. You know, just made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I was like, oh my god, look at Miss Tina. Okay, yeah. One more thing before I get out of here. BET finna get pumped, child. Okay, I guess. They bringing out another Fast and the Furious. Paul Walker dead, so I mean, I ain't even trying to sound, but I'm just saying, like, how they gonna do this? And it's coming out in 2017. I guess I ain't even see the last one, and I really have no desire to. I saw the ending of it, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's the most sad ending." I didn't cry. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just emotionless. I just didn't get it, but all right. Waka Flocka out here trolling y'all and y'all falling for it. That nigga is not really running for president. It's just a fucking joke. Okay? That if you really thought he was going to run for president, some of y'all need to go back. And it goes to show a few of y'all probably failed y'all constitution test that you take in 7th to 8th grade. Y'all probably failed it a couple times. Alright? Or you need a refresher course. All you gotta do is go to Google and look at the qualifications to see that this man is just fucking trolling y'all and playing. But, anyway, Mendici, boo-boo, it is what it is. He pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to drug trafficking charges, and, you know, he's looking at 8 to 10 years in jail. My thing of it is I think he's going for sentencing in August. Now, they supposed to be doing this live wedding thing on Memorial Day. Is that really still going through on VH1? They gonna get their coins regardless. So they said, fuck this. We got you in the contract. But that's fucked up. You get married and only got freedom for a couple of more months, and then you going to jail for like a few more years. And no, he's not gonna get off with no little probation and time served. Hell no. Nigga, you going to jail for some years, okay? What's done in the past and illegal shit, consequences, that shit gonna catch up to you, alright? I don't even feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for them kids, and you just had a damn baby. You just had a baby girl too. But alright. And let me tell y'all this. Excuse me, that's a little disgusting. I am so tired of this. Chris Brown taking responsibility for his daughter, posting pictures or whatever from what we see from the pictures or whatever. It's cute. Little Royalty, she's a cutie. And then you have Tyrese putting out these long old Instagram posts about, you know, you doing a good job, you setting an example for people and all this stuff. And then you got Bow Wow putting out videos saying, yeah, bruh, way to step up for your responsibilities, bruh, and all that stuff. And you have other people saying the same thing. Why? Why? Because he's taking care of the responsibility that he helped make? Like he's supposed to do? Like every other parent does or supposed to do? I mean, if you're going to praise him because he's actually trying to be in his daughter's life, then praise every single man who is doing the exact same thing and who was there from the fucking beginning. Give them gold stars and cookies and all that shit. Okay? This is something to be praised. This is what you're supposed to do. When you have kids, you're supposed to take care of them. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? It's nothing to do so you can get praised for doing it. That's why you won't see me saying, oh, look at... No. It's about goddamn time you take care of your fucking responsibility. and continue it, okay? I'm not gonna praise that. That's what you're supposed to fucking do. Like, oh, excuse me. My sinuses is telling me, bitch, you need to hurry up. And I'm saying, okay. Excuse me, y'all. That's a little disgusting. But, Scandal, y'all. Scandal was good. Scandal was good. Okay? We thought Jake was gone, but he wasn't. They got him to this underground doctor. The doctor was like, you want me to save Jake's life? Go help my friend out. Olivia over there, basically, old girl used to be an assassin, I guess, for the Russians and all that stuff, and she wanted out. Okay? And they caught up with her. And she like, bitch, could you take care of that? Child, Millie trying to run for the Senate seat. Sally is just like, girl, Sally got the whole country like this, you know, she the first lady and then she trying to be a senator at the same time. Girl, no, your obligation is to be the mother of our country, okay? And when Cyrus got up there trying to speak on the feminist, be the feminist, and then Sally, you know, she was getting him. Well, he was getting her, okay? Until Sally flipped that shit and said, put that camera on his eyes. Yeah. He the one is pissed off because he know that it's supposed to be him that should be running. And you gonna make a better candidate than the first lady. I said, oops. Call that shit out, Sally. You know. And with Jake being all fucked up and shit, Daddy Pope pissed off at Russell. They at this little country club, boys club, smoke club, whatever. And he like, Jake is eliminated. Ron was like, no, we not. What you mean? I fucked that nigga up. Well, if my daughter would have been calling me and telling me and cussing me out because of what I did to her boyfriend, then I would have known that he was eliminated. But my daughter has not picked up the phone and said not a damn thing to me. So now I know that he's not. So you need to take your happy ass and go out there and fix that shit. Damn, bruh. I really thought, you know, the golden boy really is the golden boy, huh? So he go out. And then he come back. He don't know where he at. He was like, look, Ron, I mean, I tried, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't find him. I don't know where they got him. Oh, you can't find him? Pop. I said, wait a minute, Rowan. Warn the motherfucker before you shoot them. He shot him dead in the arm and was like, and then handed him a handkerchief and told him and gave it to him like to wipe up his, like it was a fucking paper cut or some shit. I said, Rowan, I just, no, sir, I'm just glad you're not my dad. Because he looked like the type of person that if somebody took my pencil at school, he'd come up and put a switchblade to the child's neck and be like, give her back her pencil plus 2 more of yours. You know, and I'm like, Daddy, it's not that serious. I'm just saying we could have just brought, I'll just keep my mouth shut the next time. That's the type of father he looked like, okay? And she was like, basically now she'll come to you. And sure enough, he somehow got into the same doctor in the same facility where Jake was and saw Jake and tried to kill him. And then, you know, he made it seem as if Jake was trying to kill himself and pull the plugs out when they caught him. And, you know, next thing you know, Olivia goes to the Russian lady house or whatever, the assassin lady house. Child, she dead. Bullet to the head to both her grandkids who look like they under 10 years old. And I said, that's fucked up. Who did it? Rowan. Trying to get at Olivia. Put a message out there. Fucking stop this B613 shit. Okay, we tried to kill Jake, but y'all got him. Okay, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kill this hoe and these kids. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not fucking with y'all. And she was like, we gonna stop. We gotta stop. And then, you know, next thing you know, Olivia was like, Russell, meet me back in my crib because I want that noogie later. And he was like, okay, boo-boo. And they go back to the crib. She was like, lay down. Close your eyes, because I'm going to make it a night that you will never fucking forget. I was like, ratty, bitch. And next thing you know, a gun comes out to his head. She was like, let me tell you something. Don't you even open up your motherfucking mouth and try to deny it because it's no point. Because I already knew. All right? The only people that knew what was going on was the people that was in that room. And I know them. And I know that they didn't go out and snitch to Ron what was going on about the Russian people. You did. So here's what we're going to do. And the thing went off. I said, ain't that some shit? That once we was getting good, now we gotta wait 2 weeks to see what's gonna happen and how Olivia gonna make Russell her bitch. You know, hey, they playing hardball now. But yeah, Scandal don't come on next week because it's gonna be a 2-hour episode of Grey's Anatomy. Cause y'all know, Derry got killed. Boo, boo, boo. I'm not being insensitive, even though he could have been saved, but the doctors fucked that shit up. But I knew he wasn't gonna be on. He was leaving because he wasn't on the season throughout. He really wasn't on the season, and y'all may have liked him like that. I never did. Oh, Mac Dreamy. No, he was arrogant. He was just too much. I was just couldn't stand him. I was more of a Mac Steamy, Mark Sloan type of girl because, I just liked him better. I really did. And it hurt me more when he passed away. I was like, and Lexi, oh my God, that episode, I just had a flashback. That was just so fucked up. But, yeah. Oh, well. But, yeah, y'all enjoy yourself and the rest of y'all weekend. Be prepared for, Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion video next week. Well, tomorrow, actually. And y'all better be on y'all P's and Q's. Okay? Because I'm not here for the fuck shit that's going to go down. And I'm already preparing myself. Because y'all know y'all finna go in. Y'all always do. And I just be sitting here looking like, I don't even bother trying to go. I'm going to just let y'all run free. But y'all better be respectful to each other. Okay? But, respectful, I should say. But, yeah. I will see y'all later. Peace.